We got more news in the censorship field.
Oh boy.
We got the story from Daily Mail. Instagram censors evolutionary biologist for posting a chart from transgender study by prominent science journal that showed biological men are stronger than biological women in a range of Olympic sports. Evolutionary biologist Colin Wright had one of his Instagram posts removed for hate speech and claims he was unable to appeal his review. Now, for those that aren't familiar, Colin's actually been on this show.
Yes.
And he didn't post any hate speech. He posted science.
Yep.
So he basically was disparaging Fauci. That explained. Wait, no.
Not
no,
even
wait, hold
Fauci.
on. I'm sorry. Instagram is disparaging Fauci because Fauci is science.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah.
So that's how it works. I'm told.
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
So Instagram hates science. All right. Colin Wright tweeted, Instagram took down one of my posts for violating their rules on hate speech. What was the thing I posted? A figure from Fond of Beatles and TL Exercises peer-reviewed paper showing male advantage in certain sports activity. They said, avoid losing access to your account in the future. This shows the chart. They said the chart was taken from a study published in Medicine and Sports and Exercise, which tested if the International Olympic Committee's guidelines for transgender athletes eliminated the performance advantage male athletes' bodies give them naturally. And as we can see, there is absolutely, according to the study, a male advantage. Although I'm not here to talk necessarily about the study, just the censorship. This is crazy. Okay. Yeah. They claim all this, the science agrees, the experts agree, and then they just eliminate anybody from social media who doesn't. So you've got these stories about vaccine mandates, and they're like 97% of our workforce is vaccinated. Yeah, because you fired, the other, how many percentage of them? So if you have 100 people working at your company and 60 of them get vaccinated, and then you fire a handful, and you're like, see, let's say only 40 were not vaccinated, so you're 60-40. Then they fire the 40 people, and they say, we're 100% vaccinated. That's what's happening. They I don't know. I just don't even know what to say about this.
Are we not
anymore.
allowed to talk about the contents of that study?
Probably not. We risk getting cut
Probably
off
not, but
by
we
doing
are.
so.
We are.
Because this is insane. Look,
that is truly insane. That you can't just say that a dude is stronger than a woman.
Well, that's a generalization, not always, because some women are stronger than men. So, but
No
the strongest
kidding, it's a
human.
generalization.
no one said that, Ian. That's postmodernist talk.
Well, this
okay?
is the point.
We're talking about in general, and the science shows it. There is a very distinct difference.
If you're talking about the extremes, the strongest humans tend to be men.
Tend to be.
Yes.
Are exclusively.
It's not 100% every time,
Yes, it
every
is.
way, all the time. You
Ian,
might
you're wrong.
have some aberrational human that happens to be a
is
female.
stronger than the strongest
You might.
man?
The point is,
Ian,
you might.
You've not actually looked at the bell curve research data on this stuff. and
I'm
we've
just
gone
saying
over
it's not that it
numerous
can
times.
never happen. That's the point.
No,
So when you look at grip strength, for instance.
Oh, here we go. We're going to get videos made about this.
Yeah.
People,
Absolutely.
People always do response videos whenever we talk about grip strength.
Oh,
Why
gosh.
is that?
I don't know, because they think it's so...
It's like a foot
so
fetish.
weird.
There's a scientific study we went
grip
over on the
fetish.
show, and look, I'm going to stress this. Like, this is not meant to be disrespectful towards anybody. We're just trying to talk about science here, and if we get censored, so be it. The strongest, the highest strength for grip strength among women is around the average for a man. In the bell curve for jumping height and distance, the highest end of the bell curve for men has no women anywhere near it. So when it comes to the strongest jumping strength or grip strength, it is exclusively, like the top percentile is male. Now, there are some high bell curve women as well who get very close to the top, but it is almost entirely. I mean, you look at look at the NBA. These guys are all, 6, 7 feet tall?
Yeah.
How many people on the planet are 7 feet tall? It's not that many. And that means if there was a funny post I saw that said, if you're over 7 feet tall, you have a 13% chance of being in the NBA. No, it's for real.
Yeah.
Because even if you're not that good, the height advantage is sought after for the NBA. So this means exclusively people, I will say, it's not exclusive for the NBA. Muggsy Bogues, amazing, showing you that strength and perseverance and talent really does matter.
A 42-inch vertical really helps with that as well, right?
Dude was amazing.
He was
Dude is
amazing. He was Spud Webb as well, too, right?
Yeah.
So this is just part of the whole trend of destroying masculinity and destroying the idea of what a man is. And you just can't have science saying that men are stronger, so we have to eliminate that and suppress that.
I think historiologically, men were we've just developed, men have developed the snap strength power because they had to run and hunt and
No,
chase and
they
kill.
ran and hunted because they were bigger and stronger,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah. And
it's
the-
not like playing
Well,
basketball
actually,
makes you
no,
tall.
I think it comes from
No,
the women
he's-
staying home to protect the
Well,
child.
there's,
We're both right.
Yeah. Look, it wasn't like there were two completely gender neutral humans that one started hunting and then became bigger, or one
No,
was
right.
and one wasn't bigger because it was hunting.
Right.
Natural selection.
Yes.
Selected for those who are expendable.
Right.
Men were
There's
expendable.
this really cool. There's this really like one last thing on this. There's
Yep.
this meme that's been going around in the men's community and fitness community forever. It's like there's an image of a long distance runner and an image of a sprinter. And people always use that to be like, this is why long distance running is bad for you, and this is why you should do sprinting. And people use that as a way to say that like sprinting is going to make you strong and powerful, and long distance running is going to make you weak and frail. Actually, it's just that those body types are the ones that are most successful in those individual sports. The people who, there it is. The people who use that image to be like sprinting makes you powerful are the ones that are would also say that playing basketball makes you tall. It just is not logic, guys.
I would slightly disagree with you on your
Of course you would.
on your previous statement when you said this is an attack on males. I think that this is an attack on women because this predominantly affects women. And if you look at what's been happening socially, I think masculine men have been predominantly widely conquered already. And there still are a lot of outliers when it comes to women standing up for the family unit, standing up for femininity, standing up for their true kind of energetic power that they have within themselves. Males, I think, have that completely wiped out in certain contexts. But when you look at this policy and this kind of larger cultural shift, I think this is a directed, targeted attack against femininity and women. And this is the kind of conflict that we're seeing unfold right now.
I want to add too, but the grip strength thing. I actually saw another really interesting study that said grip strength correlating with how much with your heart, with heart strength and likelihood of like a heart attack or something.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently as your heart weakens, your grip strength diminishes.
There's
And
a
so
there's
they
a
can actually
vein
track
here, I think, that goes directly to your heart on your hand. It's part of why they put rings on that finger. There's like a vein.
I have heard that. I'm
You know
not
what?
sure
I
if
have
that's
this
true.
crazy theory that all of your veins are connected to your heart.
I think
No
they
way,
are.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crazy theory of
Jack
mine.
and your intelligence.
Sorry, dude.
I want to point out about if you had an ancient tribe of 20 men and 20 women, and then 5 of the men died, you're still going to be able to produce 20 children per year.
We've talked about this in Fallout, the Fallout story. You're familiar with Fallout, I imagine, right? The video game series.
Oh,
There's for those that aren't familiar. No, this is good because people have basically this is a fiction where humans have written about these ideas. Fallout, post-apocalyptic wasteland. The government builds a bunch of underground bunkers called vaults. One of the vaults was called Vault 69, where I think it was 99 women and 1 man. And then there was another vault called, I think it was Vault 68, where it was 99 men and 1
Oh,
woman.
that's not going to work.
And so
At the end of the day, there was 1 man left.
they write about this because the idea is if you have 100 men and 100 women and 99 men die, your civilization is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hurt. It's your culture, your tribe, whatever is hurt, but it will survive because you can have 99 babies in 9 months.
And basically, the point of this is
maybe in
historically,
9 months and a week.
men were genetically like more disposable. They built
a
up
little
these
bit more than a week. He
strong,
needs a rest period.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
like bodies
Get
that
a
could
break.
handle like trauma in short term, and they would go and do dangerous things and get killed off. But it was okay because as long as you still had those 20 women, you could produce 20 children per year. 5 of the women died. You can only produce 15 children per year, and that's
That's
devastating.
why you need to have big, strong, scary men to defend the women from big, strong, scary things.
This is
Like
where gender roles
bears
came
and-
from.
Yes.
This is it's very, very
Utilitarian.
it's just men were expendable, and nature selected for the men who are more likely to survive, and the men who are more likely to survive were stronger
We're
and
in
taller
a different
and faster.
world now where we don't have to fight bears anymore. So it's like I think the consciousness is shifting and people
That
are
is-
starting to think of it differently.
that
But
is
it's
incorrect.
we're still genetically from what we were.
We still have to fight bears. We just had a bear attack here.
But we have guns now.
Right. What we have done is dramatically reduce the threat to
The need for
humans.
muscle.
And so now what's happening, I think is a natural consequence of this, is that nature is now selecting outside of the parameters of expendability or strength. Now,
Well, how does that happen? Women are the ones that select. Women are the ones that select for strength and power and
and perhaps
masculinity.
the issue was The reason why these men didn't procreate was because they were weaker and they would die when
Yeah.
they tried to fight a wolf or a bear.
Yeah.
And the stronger men survived and had the kids.
Right.
Now, perhaps women make selections based on a large variety of factors, which
Right.
doesn't include pure strength.
Kill the bear, come back to the village, get all
Have
the
kids.
brides.
Now there's no real bear fight for most people in cities.
Yeah.
So it's
But psychologically, there is, right?
go to a bar, get drunk, have kids.
Yeah. Psychologically, though, there is still the need. There is still the need to be a protector, right?
I agree.
And I think that's the more meta element of this is protect and provide versus nurture and care. And I don't know that those elements are gone, right?
Women seem to enjoy, this is a very big generalization, guys that can fix things now, like fix broken pipes. I hear a lot, like I want a man that can go out there with a chainsaw and cut down a tree, but you do need muscle for that. It helps that be really strong. You can carry branches and break things that are...
The more that we automate hard labor, the more weaker men will survive to
But those are
procreate.
weaker in physicality. But you
Exactly,
still have
not
to be
mentally.
stronger mentally, and you still have to protect and provide. So it's slightly modified, but protect and provide is still a thing.
But it's more about getting money. Being funny now is a thing. Like
It's different. It's very
So
different.
we're all doomed here.
Protecting, listen. Protecting
Except
and
for you,
providing is
Jim.
very different. So you take a look at what's going on with male feminists. What does protect mean? They're going to defend the woman and all of her political opinions.
Right.
And so they become male feminists. And then provide, what does that mean? They're going to go work any job where they can stand
I
and move
can't
boxes
really-
and get paid.
And
I
those
can't
are the
really-
biggest creepers and predators out there, according to some statistics, according to some people's personal opinions. But also, dating apps have had a huge effect on a lot of the kind of social interactions we have, where the top 1% of males bag a lot of the women, and the okay guy and the average guy are left holding the bag with not many options for themselves. When women get hit up, no matter what kind of scale there are on the 0 to 10 scale, they get thousands of messages no matter what. So that also has a huge effect on socially what's happening right now. And overall, there's been less marriages, less relationships, less people making kids in the Western world. And I think those consequences and those effects, especially when you look at what's happening in China, when they're trying to prioritize
Yeah,
masculine men,
Yeah,
they're
they
trying to prioritize families, they're trying to prioritize
Nationalism and mythology
Yes.
and heroes.
This is a
and-
completely different approach, and throughout the generations, we're going to see the consequences of those two different approaches, and it's
gonna
not
be
going
bad.
to be good for the United
It's
States.
going to be bad.
This is really interesting because I wonder, we talk about the fall of ancient Rome, and I'm wondering if something happens with, I guess you would call it behavioral sync, where if a society becomes well protected, well fed, well established, but can only grow so fast within the confines of that, does it lead to behavioral sync? Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.